math students, this video is to help you with your checkpoint that's coming up, 8.6. So you can print out this paper and fill it in as we go. You can also do it on your own paper, or you can do it electronically. But make sure you do these and then use them as your notes when you take your checkpoint right after this video. Okay, so this lesson was all about the distributive property. So that's what all these questions are going to go over. So 8 parentheses 2 plus 3. So 8 times the quantity 2 plus 3 equals blank plus 24. So this is how they write it on your checkpoint. That's why I wrote this word blank right here. What could you put into the blank to make this equation true? So thinking about the distributive property, we talked about if there's a number outside of a set of parentheses, you're going to multiply it by both numbers inside. So this is going to mean 8 times 2 plus 8 times 3. So the 8 times 3 part is already listed here, the plus 24. So what's missing is the 8 times 2. So this blank would be 16, because that's what 8 times 2 is. Okay, on number 2, they just want you to do the distributive property. And we have some fractions. We have a whole number here. So I need to do this distributive property, 2/5 times 4. So you learned about multiplying fractions in previous lessons. So I'm just going to do this off to the side real quick. 2/5 times 4 over 1. So multiplying fractions, I just multiply the tops, which equals 8. Multiply the bottoms is 5. So that's 8/5. And for right now, I'm going to leave it as that improper fraction in case I need to add the second fraction, which I probably will have to. So I'm going to leave it as 8/5 for right now. Plus, I'm going to do 2/5 times 1/15. So I'm going to do some scratch work here. 2/5 times 1/15. So multiplying the tops, I get 2. And multiplying the bottoms, 5 times 15 is 75. So 2 over 75. So to add these fractions, and actually I'm not even sure on your checkpoint if they have you add them or if this is the answer right here. But if you do need to add them, you need to get a common denominator, which it looks like I could use 75 as my common denominator. So that second fraction was already 75, so I'm just going to leave that one. I need to change this first one into 75ths. So 5 times what was 75? I don't know that off the top of my head. You can use a calculator, or I'm just going to do this one by hand. And it is 15. Oh yeah, 5 times 15 is 75. So I multiplied the bottom by 15. So I have to multiply the top by 15. So 8 times 15. 120. So if I had to add these, I get 122 75ths. And you can turn that into a mixed number if you want to also. Okay, number 3, what's another way to write this? -3 times 5 plus -3 times 8. So remember, this lesson was about distributive property. So since I see this -3 both times, I could rewrite it like this. -3 times the quantity 5 plus 8. Because when I write it like this, what that means is -3 times 5 plus -3 times 8. So rewriting it using the distributive property there. Number 4, 60 plus 48 equals blank times the quantity 10 plus 8. So the distributive property again, I'm going to put something here so that when I multiply it by 10 and multiply it by 8, I get these numbers. So you're trying to figure out where'd the 60 come from? Something times 10 is 60. Well, hopefully you think, oh, that sounds like 6. And then if I did 6 times 8, I would also get that 48. So the blank there would be 6. What's another way to write this? -1/3 times 5 minus 1/3 times 7. So since this is the distributive property lesson, we want to rewrite this so that we could use the distributive property. So 1/3 times the quantity 5 plus 7. And it's -1/3 because these fractions were both negative. Number 6, 12 times blank plus 2 equals 12 plus 24. So what could I put in the blank there? So I know that I'm going to be doing the distributive property here. 12 times something is going to equal 12, and then 12 times 2 would equal 24. So what is the something? Well, this something would just be 1, because 12 times 1 would equal 12. So if you feel good about this lesson and about the distributive property, go ahead and take your checkpoint now. If you still need more help on any of these problems, go ahead and call me, text me, email, IM, something to get some help before you take your checkpoint.